Apparently, Tylil somehow knew about Gigi cheating, and we're here to break that narrative, man. New video just dropped about Tylo on stream. Let's check it out.
Goddess, 110% fact. I'm gonna tell him, and I'm gonna make.
No, my fault. It's the fact that the first thing that came up is folks saying I'm snitching the car over. That's W man. I ain't gonna lie. That's W man. Nah, let me hear that back. I ain't gonna lie.
Goddess, 110% fact. I'm gonna tell him, and I'm gonna exactly what you told me to. I'm gonna exactly what you told me to. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. We need this man Tylil to set the record straight, bro, because a lot of people saying one thing or the other, bro, and he's like one of the only people that can like actually let us know what's really happening and like who can really break the silence. Because he said, she said, let's see what that boy Tylil said. We heard what Gigi said. We heard what Lil Baby Blunt Roller said. It's time to hear what that boy Tylil got to say.
That's some real nigga shit.
But for you to go up there and say I told him and I expected a birthday gift in return, you gonna lie on my name like that? You feel me? That's corny. Because
it's max corny, bro. That's what these ATL people do, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. From an outside perspective, let's use our brains right now. One of Kai Cenat's day one homies, who had been situated and had been in a sense taken care of and shown love for a minute, who's been with him through thick and thin, apparently now, after already being blessed with a $100,000 chain, a $2 million crib, another $800,000 crib that's a backup crib, multiple cars, a Nike brand deal, the list goes on. He now chooses to then set up an elaborate ruse where he gets a light-skinned ATL dude with a little bit of clout to try to crush on Gigi so that he can then masquerade a secret plan to infiltrate Kai's mental to make him depressed enough to where he's in a state where he can ask him for an expensive birthday present. And because he showed him his girl cheating, he would have done it. This is the storyline that Gigi and Lil Baby Blunt Roller want y'all to believe. Not just one thing that's hard to believe. Not just that Tylo wouldn't have told off the jump, but that he was already trying to backdoor him, that he was unloyal, that he knew about it for a minute, and apparently that your storyline for it to work, this would also mean that this man Tylil had already been opping from the jump. And sadly for them, he hasn't shown. In fact, this man Tylil was low-key rode for Kai sometimes too much, to the point where it could have almost gotten him in issues. This is not to support one way or the other. I'm just saying, if I'm trying to take what Gigi's saying serious, that y'all had nothing going on, let's start with the facts first. Fact, in your text message and DM, it said that you and him ain't linked in months when you said that it's been a thing. Yet in the screen recording that we saw on the calls, it was a few weeks ago. And you were trying to get your story straight about y'all just linking right before it was a Paris issue. That was a lot sooner than just 4 months ago. Fact, he already says that y'all been tapped in, and you had said that he was just a homie, which is cool. But then he says that Tylil tried to masquerade y'all having feelings for each other. When has Tylil ever came out and said that? It seems as if those demons and insecurities are finding ways for them to come out in some real wacky ways. And the biggest one of them all, bro, is that I could have believed it if it was the a few of his other homies that be in the background that be moving a certain way. But to say that his strongest soldier, AMP's strongest soldier, hey, was going to op on Kai like that, that's just heavy, bro. That's a little hard to believe from an outside perspective. Let's get back into it.
It simply just went and made it seem as if, this nigga, Kai, this nigga trying to talk to this bitch, this nigga been, him and Gigi been sneaking around. I ain't do that.
Literally, bro. Literally. We're supposed to believe that either A, Tylo was flawed enough to potentially even think about sneaking around on Gigi, which to me, that don't even sound believable. That ain't even sound, that ain't even Tylo MO if we keeping it a bug. That right there is actual wacky behavior. They're just saying that he potentially knew about it / masqueraded a scheme to make it look deeper than it was. how. They're not saying how he made it look deeper than it was. He hasn't sent any texts. He hasn't said stuff that hasn't been known. He's only responding after he continually keeps being brought in from this way, which is actually crazy because Tylo usually do be bringing these things up, but for the first time, he's the responder guy. So it's actually very interesting the place he's in and how he's responding to this, because he's responding calm, collected, and with character. And that's something that a lot of people should try to do some more of. Let's see what he's talking about.
You see, Ty, me and Gigi been speaking. You feel me? If I go and tell Kai, I don't know how he's gonna react. You feel me? So, what you think I should do?
And that's real right there. That's very real. That's real. Bro just said, hey, bro, I got respect for you. This is bro's shawty. She's moving walkie. I'm not trying to be weird and make something weird and make something flaw. Let me know how I should come at him. You his mans. That makes a lot more sense, because now it's okay. So you let him know what's going on, and now he gave you the chance to be honest and let you come forward. So let's see what's happening. Because either he was made aware and he told bro to do the right thing, or he kept it hidden for an ulterior motive. But what he just said, and from what everyone's saying, he let it be known near immediate. So let's see if that narrative that they got against Tylil was really holding up.
I said, you told me I had no choice to tell him. But me and you can speak about how we're gonna pitch it to him, how you have been speaking, you feel me? And that's what we did. So when I told you,
that's way different. That's way different. Bro said, hey, I want to run down this play. I want to say basically that I feel as if, her, like, this is so fool in the situation, because if you're a Tylil in a situation, what do? He told his homie, bro came to him first, and then he said, what you saying is real. I can get you frustrated. You don't want to be like a flu type of dude. She coming at you like that. But now it becomes a thing like this. Either A, Kai did his dirt in the past and she still had a homie on the sideline and she wanted to double dip. Sorry, shawty. When you want a Jet 2 holiday, you can't move like that. you want his beck and call, which is it's reality. If you ain't rocking with it, you leave. That's just how it goes, bro. But the reality is right now is that you cheated. You look flawed and you stepped out and you could have just walked away on some research stuff. But clearly, that's just how the world's moving right now. But honestly, what do y'all think, bro? Because we need to figure out a little bit more. I feel like there's so many pieces being left out. So many little small pieces, bro. So they're saying bro exposed cheating and still had to clarify it wasn't for a birthday gift. 2016 friendships come with disclaimers. Facts, bro. Facts, bro. Like, what do you even do with that, bro? Like, folks out here are basically saying that you're a flaw if you let it be known. You're a flaw if you communicate to your homie, but you're also a flaw if you don't say nothing. So either way, you're a flaw. I might as well be flawed for letting my homie know. At the very least, hey, I'll let my homie know that I was sturdy about it, loyal about it. Integrity over everything, bro. Especially over some John, for sure. For sure. This just proved to me that Critch guy wasn't lying. The claim he made was very specific, and Tyler said that the only thing he said was that wasn't true was the birthday gift part, but everything else was. Like, why would the Critch guy say the whole truth and then make that part up? Bro, if I'm being real, bro, he said, being Kai's man, he probably joked like, oh, yeah, for sure finna buy me some nice shit for my B-Day. I let him know it's a bit out, but it probably wasn't the deciding factor for telling what you call it. Mind you, he made up his whole scenario in your head and everything is based off something that is fact. Since that's not true either. This dude is saying that because he believes other dudes said something that was true, that now everything has to be true. That's not true at all. That's a straw man argument. That's like saying if it rains today, you know for a fact it's gonna rain all week because you saw it rain today. That's not realistic. It would have been more realistic to say that he said that they weren't talking at all. And he also said that it wasn't anything romantic. That's a lie. That's a lie because we already caught the audio where they were trying to masquerade not linking at all. You don't do that with somebody that you're not having a romantic relationship with. You wouldn't need to masquerade lying about even being at that location. That's where that thing gets heavy. So he already said that it was only platonic, that's not looking valid. Then he also said that it was over a gift or some birthday gift or wave or something like that. That don't really seem vibes either, bro. I really don't. Like, if you keep it in the buck, that don't really seem vibes. But 3, let's say even if he really did tell only because it was the birthday, does that really matter, bro? If your man's told you the truth, let it be known, and didn't want to see you be disrespected and have your health potentially compromised by an unsafe shawty, anybody would say that's the right thing to do. To say it's an ulterior motive, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can't say either way. I can't really say either way with that right there. They saying if you don't know, why make up a scenario? But, bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It don't really make sense what other bro was saying either, because from his perspective, if y'all ain't linked in forever and they just went on that tour to Paris, how are you even linking with her on the phone to potentially have an issue about y'all making up a story about you not being in the same location? That, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work right there? 4-month gap, at least bare minimum. But somehow y'all have to make up a story in between this timeline to where y'all shouldn't even be in the same area or scenario. Then when you get caught off lying about that, now you have to make up a scenario that y'all weren't even engaged in having anything romantic going on. You went from here to now here. It just gets a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's not really making sense to me. And I don't think it's making sense to nobody else either, bro. Like, bro said, how am I gonna backdoor you when I see you at the front door? Like, bro, what y'all talking about, bro? Like, dog, they saying that Tylo, he didn't even tell your girl you was cheating. Bro, why would you tell your own, like, what? I don't know, bro. I feel like, bro, online, you start getting to the brain dead takes for real, bro. But I don't understand. He said he definitely sabotaged this man's relationship. It's clear as day. Huh? So if your best friend's girl is cheating on him and you know about it, you're not going to tell? It wouldn't be me orchestrating it, though. Seems too invested in his friend's relationship. Nah, bro. You're just a lame friend. Facts. I don't care how turnt or how corny or how fat or how skinny or how tall or how short, bro. If they doing your homie wrong, you speak up and let it be known. The only reason you want to be speaking on it is if you want it to crush too. Facts. Facts. That's all I be saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. You can't let your partner go out bad because, bro, folks will say, oh, it's just money. Now, what if she gave him something incurable? Or what if she potentially hurt him so much psychologically that, God forbid, he might not have wanted to even be on this earth anymore? Then we'd be saying, oh, she's this, she's that, or he's this, or he's that, or why didn't we communicate, or why didn't people care enough? And now when someone actually cares enough to make it that deep, he's a meat muncher, he's a meat rider. Why do we appreciate people for not letting things go to the 10th extent? Sometimes we just let things chill at the little 7 out of 10 and let it calm down before it, like, why let it explode? A real one is going to turn the thermometer off. Sometimes you got to raise the heat a little bit to calm things back down. And it seems like that's kind of what Tylo did. And I respect at least Kai for letting his homie speak on the situation and, you know, put it out there in his own ways. Like, dog, that's all I'm saying, bro. Because everyone keeps saying, oh, what was the point of dragging NBA Youngboy into it? But it was a bait page. It was a bait page. And academics came out and broke it up the truth, man. So, honestly, it's just so much going on. And I can't understand, like, how did Kai, Cenat, and Gigi go from being so solid to now it feels as if every single day it's another page trying to drag them down, bro? That's so sad, bro. That's so sad. Hey, bro. Like, comment, subscribe, bro. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, man. And we gone.